Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me okay? Oh, we have something a little special today, and we're doing things a little bit different. And please let me know if you can hear me. You will see why I will constantly ask. You can hear me properly. But yes, so yes. Sorry about that. Just had to kick out one of my cats because he was harassing the other one. Yes, so I had originally planned to do this and then read to y'all more. However, I'm not feeling quite right at all. I have medication that I'm supposed to be on, and I've been out of it for a couple of days. And I'm just waiting on the refill to happen so I can get back on it. But yes, I'm just feeling really, really out of it. But I still wanted to do this for y'all. So, let me just do this. Okay, I think that is working properly. And ignore the seeing behind the window or behind the screen part of it, essentially. I tried fiddling with my webcam as much as I could, but this is the best that I could get where you can still see the box. But yeah, this was the best that I can do. So, this box was a lot bigger than I had anticipated. So, that's why I'm literally using a desk lamp that I have to rest my camera up. And I also have cut myself a little bit off just because I prefer it to be that way. So I was very excited when when this box came in because it was supposed to be delivered to me a whole week or so ago. And there was just continual issues regarding that. So finally happened, thankfully. And this box also had special opening instructions with it. So I've watched that. I will need gloves, they recommended. So I have that. And here we go. Actually, pretty well taped up. Come on now. gosh, there's so many layers of it. There we go. Oh no. There's important information on this side, so I can't easily just be having that out. Er. Maybe I should have grabbed my knife. Can y'all guess just what came in the mail? Hey, baby girl. Almost there. He really went crazy on all the tape in here. But I suppose that's a good thing, considering what's inside. Of course, there's one last piece of tape at an awkward angle. There we go. Oh. Let me put this to where you can read it. Can y'all read what that says? It says, "The Last Unicorn, 40th Anniversary Maquette." And then The Last Unicorn, copyright 1982, ITC Films, Inc. So, now to get this out. I can just... Come on. Slow and steady. It's coming, though. Maybe I can be a bit more... This thing is like a third of the size of me. Too small for this. There we go. Oh, little... Ooh, okay. So I'm glad that's not showing up all the way on here. Please visit Portsfield, portsfollow.com authenticate to check the authenticity or scan the QR code. If that says anything about what may be residing. Oh, this is so pretty. Here, let me show it to y'all. Maybe if I turn my light away. In fact, that might actually be better. Look at how pretty this is. Let me check and make sure there's no more evil tape to deal with. Oh, thanks. Well, I'm kind of nervous to open it. Since it was such a hassle to get it to where I am, I hope it's okay. Because I would be very cross if something happened to it. Oh, okay. They actually had their own gloves that they put in. Okay, that's convenient. So, it's covered in paper, so you can't quite tell. But this is a certificate of authenticity. The artist of this is Animo, and the title of this is The Last Unicorn 40th Anniversary Edition Sculpture. Produced under license by Sweet Streets. The material of this specific maquette is resin. The sizing for this is 29 by 1 by 19.4 by 18.9 centimeters. And this one that I specifically have is edition 40 out of 500. So yes, only 500 of these were made, and I was lucky enough to be able to get one. Oh, baby girl. Little girl. Don't know if y'all can see the little girl wanting attention. Maybe I can. Oh, are you stuck? You're stuck, baby. No. Here you go. Alright, so... The last unicorn, Amalthea sculpting sitting pose. and here's a nice little infographic going over how to put it all together. Wait, I didn't know that. That's cool. So it says here that the horn will be attached to the unicorn's head by a magnet. That's a really nice and convenient, especially with sculpture horns like this being very, very delicate. And the figurine will be inserted into the base, so the main body is separate from the base. And you can see also the little horn. But what I didn't know was the light entry is stored in the luminous horn. At night or in the dark, it is slowly released in the form of fluorescence, so the light can still be seen, and it lasts for several hours. I didn't know that the horn would glow. That's so cool. And it seems like there might be a chip or something like that to authenticate this specific maquette in her hip. Europe Gandalf, thank you, but no thank you. So this little piece just seems to be kind of going over making sure that everything for this is safe. Here are some little gloves that they gave me. And this little piece here just seems to be going over how to properly authenticate your maquette. All this away. But how is everyone doing today? It's wonderful that you're all here. Just checking something really quick. Hmm. Oh, what is it, baby girl? And oh, there's an interesting little texture at the bottom of this. Kinda a little rough, but not too much. It's so weird to be wearing cloth gloves when I'm so used to the rubber gloves that I always wear at work. You know, the ER. Especially with the grip that they have on that. But the top, if it wasn't for the little logo here, it makes me think of Mickey Mouse gloves. Do this. Okay, so this part seems to be good. No damage seen here. At least from my knowledge. Okay, let me... Struggling a little here. I think I'm gonna... Okay, that was a little bit more difficult than I would have hoped. So... This seems fine. That side looks good. Okay, okay. Okay. Put my... There they are. And I know it's tempting to throw away all of this stuff if you're collecting items, but I feel like it's actually better to keep a hold of everything. So that should something need to be moved, you can simply put it back to how it was originally. Fabric is very... not fabric, but the material of this kind of difficult. Okay, there's that. Oh wait, they... It came off so easily, I'd wondered if it was kind of stippled to allow you to just tear. There's that one. And one last one. Here it is. Oh, the smell of plastic is so strong right now. Oh, this is exciting. Little protective base there. Ooh, this has some nice weight to it. Very hefty. Oh, can you hear that? I don't know if the microphone picked up on that, but it had a very distinct thunk. Just this delicate little horn. So cute. And now, the piece de resistance. Mere beautiful. So you don't want to handle the fragile pieces. So I would recommend getting underneath the rump or the bigger heavy pieces of something so that you're not pulling on something a bit more delicate. But I'm using the head as a bit of a leverage to pop her out. Checking it over. This also has some good weight to it as well. You can usually tell how well something's made. It has a little bit of weight to it. Her there for now. Ooh. This has a really pretty, almost pearlescent kind of glaze on top of it. Wonder if the light will make it pop out more. Oh. A little. But you can see all the little individual brush strokes of all this. Turn back off. And the flowers. So they look white on the camera, but maybe if I... There you go, you can see now. So it's white, but there's actually a little bit of a pink center. Kind of like a lilac-y pink on the inside. Let me get this little horn. Ooh. I can see now that it can be a bit fluorescent. So, this is a decent sized little piece. You know, about as long as one of my fingers. Put it up to you close. Kind of see that there's a bit of a translucent, just faintly, but it is there. But you can still see all of the beautiful little curves of the horn. And of course, the little magnet. And now here she is. So, this is what I was fearing. She was damaged in transit. Slightly, but it was damaged. And I think there was also some color issue as well. So, for the most part, it looks perfectly fine. And I'm really grateful that the tail here stayed intact. Truly, truly a beautiful piece. However, you can see here, something happened and her leg broke. Now, I'll have to contact the suppliers about this. I'm perfectly fine with mending things myself. Um, However, with this being a collector's item, I just want to reach out to them and make sure of all that. And although it's not something you can notice, there is a little bit of a part here that you almost wouldn't be able to tell is the hoof. It almost looked like there was a painting error. Nope, it's one of the other hooves. But that's such a shame. And it's not the piece I would have expected to break either. I would have expected the tail to receive damage. I could kind of put the leg back into place, but there's still a very noticeable crack from where the resin was. Oh, that's such a shame, especially with how long I waited to get this item. Looks like the cracks aren't exactly lining up properly. So I do wonder how this exactly happened. Because it almost looks like it was pulled a little, well as it just not sitting quite right. But, oh, and there's a piece that chipped right there. I'm going to ignore that for now. In fact, I'm going to take a picture. And put her. So, with those pictures, I'll reach out to the suppliers and let them know that that was damaged. But I'll continue on with this. The right way? No, that is not the right way. There she is. Love the amount of weight that they give her. And the horn. Slip right in. And here she is. Now, it truly is a shame that her leg was damaged, and who knows what all happened during all the different, like, 3 times they tried to deliver her to me, and there were just constantly issues, but She's still beautiful. As much as I would love to have had her on display, I think I'm going to rewrap her and put her back in the protective casing until I figure out what's going to happen with the suppliers. But yeah, let me actually see if I can bring you all off the lampshade that I have you on and down for a good closer look. Oh, hi, Rodo. You're catching me at the end of the unboxing. I just finished putting her all together. Yeah, she is beautiful. However, it's heartbreaking because she was damaged, I guess, in transit to me. So I'm gonna have to reach out to the suppliers and let them know that she was hurt. The leg was originally all the way up to this one. I was able to kind of put it back in place, but you can see there's a very noticeable crack. And it's funny that the leg was what broke, but not the tail, considering how delicate it is. Yes, I'm more than fine with fixing her myself. I just wanted to reach out and make sure because this is actually a collector's item. I got very lucky, and this is number 40 out of 500. It's truly beautiful, though. And as I said before, I'm not someone who's picky. I just always be kind of worried with the resin. And I didn't know this when buying this maquette, but the horn, it's supposed to be coming off, it's a magnetic. But her horn is actually, I guess it absorbs the light a little and it will glow at night, which is so cool. I didn't know that that would happen. In it? I don't know. I mean, it's a really small little thing, but maybe. Mini painting has come out to play. No, it's perfectly fine. She's actually a really good size and a really good weight, too. But it came in the three parts of the base, Amalthea, and then the horn. I just still can't believe that of all of the pieces that would break on her, it was this leg, not, the tail that's just kind of here, the ears, or this delicate leg. It's amazing that it was this one. And there's another version that people could have got, which was of her standing up, and I can only imagine how delicate that one would be. Let me get you in close. Yeah, she is just beautiful. Brown. I'm trying my best with the webcam to show you all everything. I'm also trying to help the color properly pop out. There too, you can see it faintly. There's little bits of blue in the silvery white, which is so pretty. Let me put y'all back up in the lampshade. If I can. Gonna work? Alright, it worked. But yes, it's so heartbreaking, but I already took pictures of her. And so I'll reach out to them, see what they say. And if push comes to shove, so long as it doesn't mess with her being a collector's item, I will happily just fix it myself. Yes, not gonna lie, I have a color shift paint that's very iridescent pearlescent that just adds to the Fae shimmer over white, and I'd have to be painting that mane and tail over it. Yes, it's actually pretty pearlescent in and of itself. You can't quite see it over the camera, although you can kind of see it on her rump over here. And the grass, too, also has a really beautiful kind of pearly silver sheen over it. But, yes, so, as I was saying, I'm gonna pack her back up simply because of, you know, the damage. I want to make sure that she's safe before anything's done. This thing is so big. I just can't believe, once again, that it was that leg that broke, and not one of the more delicate parts. I mean, you can see even under here, it was all the way over here with this leg originally. And I was kind of able to put it back in place, but resin is so weird. I'm not used to resin. I work with clay, personally. And even some of the paint chipped already, right kind of on the inside. There, you can kind of see it spot. I'm almost afraid to put her back in, honestly, now that I think of it. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna put her back in this, simply because of how delicate the leg is. I'm almost afraid of putting her back in and then bringing it back out. So, scratch that thought. There you go, beautiful. Put that up. Yes, I mean, it's such a shame, but I'm still happy with it, honestly. And here you can see my certificate of authentication. And as you can see, number 40 out of 500. It was for the 40th anniversary that happened last year. The one where I was invited and went to a special screening event. Truly wonderful. Now I'll just have to think of a place to put her that's safe. I have a bookshelf where I keep a lot of special things, so she might go there. Oh, and while you're here and I'm using a freeform little camera, let me show you one of my kitties, since she's being such a good girl. See if I can. Hey, Carmilla. You pretty girl. Oh, you can't see her that well. Let me see if I can grab her. She's just a delicate, sweet little thing. Yeah, baby. Come on, baby girl. Here she is. Baby girl. Oh, sweet girl. Baby. She's just a tiny little girl. Yes, I love the rose on her collar too. It matches the roses I like to wear in my hair. And she's also the inspiration to the VTuber model that I made. And still technically up for sale. I do accept billing payment plans if anyone's ever interested in having a beautiful little vintage tortoiseshell. And to have the right to legally call me mommy. Oh, of course. In fact, if you want, since this part of the stream is over, and I wasn't planning on reading today, I can very easily show y'all that model. I will say though, Rodo, it's only the model. Um, I did not rig it. But yes? Alright, well then, let me adjust things. Since this was a very special stream and I moved everything from their normal spots in order to do it. But yes, it's lovely to have you here, Rodo. It always seems like you catch me at the end of my streams. Where? And my poor model is jumping around like crazy. Okay. That should be. Oh, did my cat mute? She was walking on the keyboard. I think she muted the music I had playing for y'all. There it goes. Alright, so let me pull up the model. I have it on my drive. And I also technically have a PNG of a Drake available. Or you know what, it might just be easier to go to my Etsy shop. 'Cause that's where I have everything. And you know, I feel like I have the right to self-promote here and there. of course, Rodo. And they can always DM me um, on Twitter, and I'd happily talk to them and, discuss certain things. I will say, however, that the VTuber model is very strictly a cat. It's, I guess, more of a furry model. Let me move Amalthea somewhere safe. That won't be an issue. That's good. I'm just signing into my Etsy real quick. That's where I have all of the pictures quick and easy that I can show everything. And then I'll also show off the everything else. Oh, yes, of course, Rodo. You don't have to worry. I know better than to. I know that VTuber models are a great undertaking. So you don't have to worry about that with me. But for your friend, if she or if whomever does get interested, I am willing to take billing payment plans. I've in fact been meaning to put that up as a note on where it is. I can just remember how to log into my Etsy shop. That would be wonderful. Unless my cat did other things to the keyboard. Alright, you know what? I'll just go to drive. It'll take a second longer, but I'll have to fiddle with my Etsy shop after. But yes, my Etsy shop has art prints, and it also has sculptures that I've made. I have little dragons and a bigger unicorn sculpture. Oh, hello, call me senpai. Well, let me fix my... That's better. So, just need to find where I put her in amongst everything. Maybe it's the other drive. Yep, here it is. Oh. How was your day? It's going quite well, my dear. Thank you so much for asking. You missed the unboxing, though. It was of a last unicorn, um, little sculpture that I got. Now, capture. No, that's not what I want to show you. I think maybe I need to pop over here. Oh man. Oh, it's all good, my dear. Here we go. In fact, I think I will pop it up just a little bit so we can really get some of the nice and juicy details of everything. But yes, Rodo, this is the little model that I created. Let me zoom in for you all. She was the second VTuber model that I made, separate of my own. And this is just a PNG and it's loading weird, so that's why there's some artifacting here. I'm hoping it will clear up in a second. But yes, so this is just a PNG. This is the easiest I was able to get. I don't know if you can tell on the stream. Oh, oh no, ads. I'll wait for you, Rodo. And she did an artifact like that. Let me look over and see if everything's looking good on y'all's end. Nearly done. My goodness, how many ads popped up? I'm so sorry about that. Okay, we good? That's good. I'm sorry that happened. So, I don't know what all you heard, but this is just the PNG. So that's why there's some artifacting around the edges. It shouldn't be like that. But yes, if you look closely, you can see that her eyelashes are actually tricolor as well. So there's whites and there's oranges along the blacks. And if you look inside her eyes, there's all sorts of different little shines, but there's even fall leaves inside. Her little eyebrows and makeup. And these are pearl earrings, but it's artifacting really badly right there. And you can see just every now and then little tints of other little fur bits popping through. Her little nose. But if we go down, as you saw with my cat, she has the same kind of necklace as my cat Carmilla does. So the rose and then the little pearls. And then here you see this wonderful satin little fabric that I made on her collar, topped with a little brooch. See if I can... No, it's getting really blurry, but there's multiple little gemstones. So inside her little brooch, it is inlaid in silver, but there is ruby, there is pearls on the outside, and then on the very far side, there will be ruby and then some onyx gemstones. Definitely ask for a dance at the ball with her. Well, yes, of course. I love her so much. And she has her little silver buttons. Zoom out a tiny bit. And the sleeves of her dress are actually see-through, except for the silver little lining of the trim. So this is actually see-through, and so when it moves around, it will be a simple little black belt to match the collar. But then you go to the dress. And the dress is actually the red, the same as that. But then it's actually a lace overlay that has all the roses on it. So you can see the lace and the roses. And her little peats. Now the fun thing is that this skirt is technically detachable. So she has a little red jumpsuit on, technically. So with the skirt over it. So if you wanted to, you could technically remove the skirt and she'll have just a little leotard underneath to show off her legs. And of course her tail. There's her arms and the little tail, the little specks going through it. You've done such a good job on this. Well, thank you. I really loved making her, and I would love to make more VTuber models. It's just unfortunately with my resources right now I can't, because my computer that I have right now won't let me connect my art tablet. And I was actually in the process of making a male unicorn. You've seen the mythology creatures that I wanted to do. I was actually in the midst of making the male unicorn when my laptop and all that was stolen. So all of my files and all that I didn't have saved in the drive were lost. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear that about your PC. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you. Her little accessories that come with it. Let me make sure it's all popping up. She has accessories! So once again, this is just a PNG of it, so it's not as good. Oh yes, the parasol. We're gonna get to that in a moment. Be patient. So for whomever did get her, this is kind of the color scheme palette that I have for her. And this is the pattern that I used on some of the special pieces. It's actually matching for a rose pattern that I have on my boxes if people buy from me. Yes, you did, Game Crazy. I'm so sorry. Beans? Yes, beans. So, if someone wanted to, there is a top and bottom of her paws. And the claws are toggleable, so you don't need to worry about them all the time. But yes, little beans. Little beans. We'll get to the parasol. Now here's an example of just some of the little overlay expressions that I made just kind of as a base. So there's, sweat drops, there's anger, there are the hearts, blushies, crying, and then heart eyes, sparkle eyes. I took a lot of what I learned in creating my unicorn model and really advanced it all with this tortoiseshell model. So I would say that this tortoiseshell model is actually better and maybe even more robust than my model. Oh, and there's my little thing you'll never get to see. This is my logo. And then here's a decapitated face. You can kind of see her a little better. There's not as much artifacting since this is on top of another thing, which looks really nice. So you can see the tricolor eyes, the earrings, the fluffs. But yes, so this is a size comparison for this wonderful little hat I made for her. A little bonnet. I think I set it up properly so that everything would overlay all properly. It's a little bit difficult, but you zoom in. Here's where the head would be, so I didn't really focus too much on that. But this is where her ears will pop out. And she's got a little silver bow along with it. And let me zoom in on the little eyelash lace details that I did. So, just some scalloping lace details here with a little bit of little fuzzies going on. But yes, now the parasol. So we got this beautiful wood that I created that goes all the way down. And here is the handle of it. I was actually really proud with how it looks. It looks better a little further away because once you get too close, it kind of ruins the illusion of everything. But you shouldn't get that close to it anyway. But if you zoom out, it has this beautiful antique silver look with all of the little designs of the filigree on it. You've got a lovely style. Well, thank you. But if we go up, here's the piece de resistance, the parasol. Now, the way that I cut up the parasol, I would probably do different now, simply with me knowing the things that I know now, but this is still perfectly serviceable. So if we zoom in, you will see the wood continued on top, and the parasol actually has multiple layers. So here's a silver ribbon on top of it, and this piece is actually the first layer. So technically this part continues down, kind of like the rain breaker. But this little silver rim here at the first is completely separate, so it's, movable. Here's some lace that is on the second layer. And it actually matches the lace on the hat. So it will match all together. And these parts are also loose. So this will be able to floof around and move around. The lace is so lovely. Well, thank you. I really like doing lace, despite, me not liking doing the lace. But here's the main body of it. So there's the three parts, the top, middle, and here's the bottom. So I wanted to give it a satiny kind of look with little bits of the design on the inside. Just some basic little kind of vine filigree. And there is more lace following the bottom to keep things cohesive. That follows all around and it will be able to move around on its own. And then more of the satin silver little drapery over the parasol. I'm really sorry, I just realized how late it is. I need to be in bed. No, it's all good. I just finished talking about it anyway. So, yes, if your friend was curious, all they need to do is reach out to me. Well, thank you, Rodo. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Or, I hope you enjoy the rest of your sleeping today. Thank you. Well, thank you. And while I am still here, I think I will show off one more little thing that I have for anyone else. If they're crazy about adoptables, essentially. I might need to post this little guy again, as it's been a moment since I've talked about this adoptable that I made. But I made this on a whim. That is a reactive PNG if people are curious about it. It's a beautiful drake, kind of sea base, that is influenced off of Nile monitors. So, I just kind of wanted to do something a little speckly. So, here is his face. You know, a simple, cute little face. I'm just really happy with the speckles. But, there are a few other little reactive faces. And once again, this is a PNG that I use just for advertising. So it's not the perfect quality. The Photoshop files are. But yes, this was a general little talking, mouth open reaction. So, you know, for PNG, open and close. But I also have this kind of blushy, kind of excited little face. I really like the thought of him glowing a little bit differently. So you can see there's some purples and tiny little bits of pink. His glowing around the eye mark is a lot more bright. And it also has a little bit of a luminescence to it. I thought that was really cute. Here's an angry face with some of the lights that go with it. You know, if someone wanted to have an angry. And here is a sad. Just a little sad face for whomever wanted him. Yeah, just a little Drake PNG. That's also available if someone wanted him. Oh, let me move him so you can actually see him. And while I'm here, let me see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, almost forgot about these. So I technically have these little um I made some gemstone assets that people can get for like $1 or so on my Etsy shop. Of course, they're just basic little gemstones you can adjust and change the colors and all that. Once again, this is just the PNG, but they kind of glow. Some of them's got all sorts of different little stuff inside them already. And I tried to give a great variety of things for people if they just wanted a quick little thing to go off of. And so this was the oval gemstone, but I also have a pair that I made as well. If I can open it, that would be lovely. So I really love the pear shape personally, but once again, just the PNGs just to show off the basic stuff for advertising. But, you know, try to have all sorts of beautiful little colors and different little shapes and things like that in them. Love the deep red. But also try to have some beautiful bright options as well. So kind of like this icy diamond. This turquoise, the purple. And then I kind of try to go crazy with some designs inside them. So, I'm not 100% sure on that first one, but I think the third one came out cute with the designs inside. And then some more slated colors. But yes, they're just kind of basic little gemstones if someone wanted them. I think they're only about $1 or two on my Etsy shop. Just for, convenience, just to offer if someone wanted it. Fix that. There we go. Let me reorganize everything again. What you doing, baby? But yes, so that will be it for today. Um, as I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not feeling quite right. Simply because I haven't been able to be on the medicine that I'm supposed to be on. So, feeling kind of like 2 steps behind where my body actually is. But thank you all so much for coming. I had a wonderful time here today. It was so much fun being here and opening up the maquette, despite the heartbreaking damage that I found. But, until next time, I will see you all later, my dears. Ta! And farewell. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, please feel free to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you wish, leave a comment down below. On each side of me, there should be other videos from my channel that you may or may not wish to look at. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining me.